Well, it's obviously Bill Romanowski.
Bill Romanowski's Ric Flair in the NFL?
Well, it's either him or Conrad Dobler if you go that far back. Those two are definitely like the two dirtiest players of the game ever. Alright, Dirk, so on the Buford Sports Network, it is only appropriate that we pay homage to one person near and dear to Buford, and that is recent University of Wyoming Athletics Hall of Fame inductee Jovon Bouknight. Dirk, you remember Bo at UW. Really, at the time, it was one of these rare instances. Like, Wyoming football was not exactly on the national profile on the map. You didn't hear about Wyoming on ESPN a whole lot at the time in the mid-2000s. Bo was like the first fringe kind of superstar in quite a while. I mean, it had been 7 or 8 years since Marcus Harris in 1996. This guy was amazing. Bouknight, total game changer. Do you remember going to UW games under the Joe Glenn era and seeing Bouknight just totally take over a game?
Yeah, no, for sure. And, I think this is an easy Hall of Famer for Wyoming. And you're right. In recent years, there's a couple, we've had a fair amount of players that have made it to the NFL. Josh Allen, obviously. But then also the likes of Logan Wilson, who's like a game changer in the NFL. My point here being is that we have had a lot of success recently, but yeah, you're right. Jovon Bouknight really kind of set the stage and was just a game changer for the programs in general. But I will say he's still overshadowed by the likes of Kenny Sailors, who will always be the number one in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Well, yes, I mean, Kenny Sailors gets credit for inventing the jump shot. I don't know if Bouknight was that revolutionary, but he did have, I believe it was like 7 straight games with a touchdown to start the 2005 season. I remember him throwing a sweet reverse touchdown pass to J.J. Radderink, the backup quarterback, in that Las Vegas Bowl victory, which was like the first victory UW had a bowl game in almost 40 years at the time. Like, people don't realize how big of a deal the 2004 Wyoming football team was to UW, to the program, because like over the last few years, everyone gets into a bowl game.
Yeah.
Everyone has a chance to win a bowl game. That wasn't the case 20 years ago, and it had been 40 years since Wyoming had won a bowl game. Anyway, Bouknight was the heart and soul of that team. He was the most exciting athlete on that team, and really was they did, and I think Hans Seitz will talk about this from time to time. They did an MTV Cribs of Jovon Bouknight's place in Laramie back in the day on KGWN News Channel 5 Sports. That was like the kind of reputation he had. He was a legit superstar for UW. So Jovon, congrats, man. We appreciate you, and keep rising up the coaching ranks. It's fun to follow you, and Buford Sports Net, salute.